Vance Boelter has been caught. And what you just heard there was the audio from the moment that Vance Boelter was caught. And interestingly enough, he went down without a fight. He surrendered himself peacefully, which was really surprising to me because Vance did not strike me as the type to go out quietly and peacefully. I thought that this dude would either go out in a blaze of glory or he would take himself out. But no, he is currently in custody. And if you ask me, that makes this story even weirder. So maybe we will be able to hear from this guy at some point in time. Who knows? But what I do know is it's not officially confirmed yet. But from what I'm hearing, Vance was actually caught on his own property in Sibley County. He was caught crawling on the ground military style, trying to get away. Apparently, maybe a neighbor or someone in the area caught some activity on a trail cam that led law enforcement to believe that he was in this area. And then they flew over with their drones and caught him crawling around in the dirt. And that's when they surrounded him and convinced him to surrender. So that's all I know right now, but I want to go ahead and play this clip from the news so you could hear the information from them really quickly about what's happening here. And then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
Blaine, today, give us the latest from what sort of led up to where we are tonight.
All right, let's set the scene for me. I am at the Emergency Operations Center, having some return audio in my ear. So we are at the State Emergency Operations Center in the North Metro. I will say we are not getting 100% confirmation from authorities here. Of course, this is the nerve center of this investigation. There was a news conference here, around 5:30, so 4 hours ago. What happened, I'd say 15 minutes ago, I got a text from a police officer, not directly involved in this case, but connected through just law enforcement, and he texted arrested alive from people at the scene that they were using drones that would find Vance Boelter crawling in the dirt in a field, and he ultimately surrendered peacefully. So in custody, alive, in Sibley County. As you mentioned, a lot of attention of law enforcement there today with the abandoned Buick. Pieces of evidence found nearby that indicated that, yes, Boelter had been there. The cowboy hat from those suspect photos that were distributed by the FBI, by the BCA. Of course, there was a $50,000 reward offered for the capture of Vance Boelter, and he apparently has been found within, I don't know the exact distances, but found alive in close proximity to family property, his farm, if you will, down there in Sibley County near Green Isle. We are awaiting word if we will see state authorities today. Remember, it was BCA Superintendent Drew Evans who was here earlier, as well as DPS Commissioner Bob Jacobson. So again, facts continuing to unfold. We have it confirmed with our multiple sources that Vance Boelter is alive. He is in custody. And of course, we know that there are multiple warrants for his arrest, facing charges of murder and attempted murder, of course, in Hennepin County, and then a federal a federal warrant, a nationwide warrant for his arrest, and charges that are ready to be filed in federal court against him for basically eluding capture, eluding arrest. So we'll have to see how this criminal case plays out, this unprecedented incident in Minnesota. Really, certainly recent history, if not the state's history, the political assassination of a top lawmaker, her husband, and then, of course, the attempted murder on a DFL senator and his wife in Champlin. And, as you start piecing this all together, I can't help but think I was in Melissa Hortman's neighborhood yesterday in the aftermath of the deadly shooting, the unthinkable act that happened there, and the fact that his Vance Boelter's, what was believed to be his security car, that fake police car, the fact that police had arrived on the doorstep at the Hortman home when they did, there was an exchange of gunfire, and that set him off on foot, leaving behind the vehicle. You know, was there a more elaborate plan for him from there with this manifesto with dozens of names on it? We don't know what was going through his mind, but clearly he was on foot because of that encounter at the door of the Hortmans, and now it has all led back to basically his property as we understand it. An hour or so away, I was talking to our reporter down there, So Young. She had described there was about a 10-mile difference, I think, between where the car was abandoned and then where they were staging for this final operation. So again, awaiting official, I suppose, confirmation here at state headquarters. Remains to be seen if we still see authorities tonight. I would think they would want to get out in front of this. So we will continue to monitor the situation from here. Let me take care of my audio, and I'm happy to answer some questions for you guys.
Yeah. Paul, just one more thing here, if you can hear me. Go through again, it's really important details that you gave us right off the top on that information that you received from a source just moments ago. He said some 15 minutes ago. Give us the details of that one more time, please.
Yeah, so it, again, kind of combining a couple of pieces of information from sources. There's something about a trail camera and perhaps in being located, if you will, or at least in a proximity area, that there was movement detected. But then from police, not someone directly on scene, but the law enforcement community is tight-knit. Clearly this case, while it ended in Sibley County, it's certainly in some way, shape, or form is Hennepin County based, right, with Brooklyn Park and Champlin. This officer was told that drones would find him crawling in the dirt in a field, and he would subsequently surrender peacefully. So drones, trail cams, and a peaceful surrender is the best I can tell you right now. Again, I am in the nerve center where you would think we'd hear from state authorities just as soon as possible, but right now we're going to have to go with sources on the ground.
I am glad that they finally caught this guy, and I know that everyone in that area is going to sleep much better tonight knowing that he's been caught. That has to be a huge relief, for anyone living nearby. But this is one of those crazy stories where the story does not end with an arrest. Just because they caught him does not mean that the story ends here. There's still plenty of mystery when it comes to this story. There's still so many questions that have yet to be answered. And for me, it's weirder that they caught this guy alive than anything, especially because he was messaging his friend and the people close to him, letting them know that he would probably be dead. I don't think this guy planned on going out peacefully. If he was going to peacefully surrender, then he probably would have peacefully surrendered initially, but instead, he got into a shootout with the police. And from the text messages that he sent his friend, it seemed as if he basically already knew that he was not going to make it away or out of this situation alive. So he was planning on not making it. But he did. And usually when you have stories like this one, usually the person is not around to tell their story. Usually we have to rely on the mainstream media to tell us what the motive is. They craft their own narrative, and we're left speculating until the end of time why someone really did this. What drove them to do this? Well, from the looks of things, one day we may be able to hear directly from the horse's mouth. We won't have to rely on the media. We won't have to rely on this person or that person. We can hear from Vance. Vance can tell us why he did what he did one day in the future. So, to me, that's kind of odd because usually we don't have that. So this story is kind of unique, when you look at it from that angle. But there's so much stuff that I still want to talk about when it comes to this guy. I had multiple videos that were going to be uploaded because I looked into this guy, I found some weird things, possible connections to law enforcement from the past, or at the very least they were familiar with him. There's a few things that I want to discuss when it comes to Vance, and maybe I'll upload those videos in the future. But for now, let's just be happy that he's caught, and let's see how things play out. You guys let me know your thoughts about this, though, down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.